Revolutionary greetings, comrades. It's only 5 days left before Zimbabwe holds its harmonized elections on Wednesday, 23rd August 2023. Political parties and the independent candidates that are taking part in this election are doing their final campaign rallies. But at this stage of the campaign, the key issue becomes the securing of the vote to ensure that the vote that is cast counts for whichever party is voted for. That vote should count. This means that the focus is, while political parties and independent candidates are doing final campaign rallies, but the focus is moving into the polling stations themselves. We have said in the past that elections cannot be rigged in a polling station because every political party must be represented at a polling station. So what normally happens in a polling station is that the ballot papers will arrive, say, a day before the vote starts. Polling agents of all parties will be there. They will inspect the ballot papers and the ballot boxes to ensure that there is no marked ballot paper. In the early hours of the morning on polling day, all polling agents from different political parties and those representing independent candidates, including observers that are allowed to observe inside the polling station, will then be there. They will inspect the ballot papers that are in the polling station, that there's no marked ballot paper. They will inspect the ballot box, that nothing has been deposited inside the ballot box. The ballot box, in most cases, is transparent. So once the polling agents of all political parties and independent candidates and observers that are there sign and agree that indeed there is nothing wrong with the election material in their polling station, when voters then start casting their votes, all polling agents will be there until the closing time, where again they seal, everyone will be there to seal the ballot box. They are agreeing to take a break, maybe to rest, as we said in the previous video, maybe for about 30 minutes, an hour, depending on what they agree in the polling station. But the ballot box will not be left unattended. It will not leave the polling station. And at every minute, every political party that has polling agents will be represented inside, because a party will provide maybe 2 or 3 polling agents who will be relieving each other. So once they then start counting, they unseal the ballot box, they start counting the votes. As soon as they are done with counting the votes, they should, in terms of the law, sign a form that they are all agreed to the results in that particular polling station. Let's use my polling station as an example, Mbizingwe Primary School. So polling agents at Mbizingwe Primary School in Umzingwane District, Ward 4, would all of them sign that these are the results from that particular polling station. Once they sign off the results, it is expected in terms of the law that they then put outside the results. It is then that people will then start to take photos of the results, because they are now outside the polling station. The polling agents, because they have signed, they will then start transmitting to their parties or to their candidates the results in that particular polling station. So if every party is represented in that polling station, say in Mbizingwe Primary, then there is no way that on election day rigging would happen, right? But if polling agents of other political parties are not there, anything can happen. Anyone can stuff the ballot box with the other ballot papers which were not used by the voters because we are not there. So this is why I was saying the focus is moving into the polling station. So when we then talk of rigging an election on polling day, it cannot happen at a polling station if all polling agents are there because they have to sign. Now, if for some reasons the results get transmitted to the command center, ward command center, district, provincial, and national command center, and then the result of Mbizingwe Primary School, be it that the presidential result or the MP result, a party would have evidence to say the final result that has been announced does not reflect what was signed by polling agents at Mbizingwe Primary polling station, right? Because every party will have the results, they will have signed the forms. But if there are no agents of other political parties, the party that is represented, in this case the ruling party, will sign off and alter results in anyhow it deems fit, because it will know through their agents that in such a polling station, results have been counted, these are the votes that you have received. In such a polling station where every party is represented, these are the votes. Here in this polling station where other parties are not represented, here is the vote. So let us add more to outdo the results from other polling stations. This is how the rigging then happens on election day. But of course, we have spoken that rigging on its own, election rigging is not only based on polling station, but we are saying this on the basis that we are entering the last phase of the election campaign, where the focus is now on polling station. We have discussed the issue of access to public media, intimidation, refusal of parties to hold rallies, and refusal to register people to vote, or sending people or their names missing in the voters roll, not allowing political parties to have access to the voters roll, and then discover that most of their members are not in the voters roll. It is part of rigging, right? Because the rigging is not only on election day, but we are only focusing at a polling station. So it means that a political party that is contesting elections at a national level must have polling agents in every polling station. If you have no election agents in every polling station, then any result that is announced in that polling station can only be confirmed by people that were in that polling station, because they will have signed. So it's important that we raise this. I've seen on social media some candidates now appealing for assistance, to say they are looking for volunteers, which of course is late in the day. This needs time to prepare, because each party that has a department, an elections department, while the organizing department is busy organizing rallies, organizing door-to-door campaigns, the election unit or department in the party should be focusing on training polling agents, identifying the number of polling stations that are in each ward or in each constituency, so that every polling station has a party agent. Please share your views. I am Ngabuto Nicholas Mabena. Write in the comment section, like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you're on TikTok, please follow us. Otherwise, Amandla Comrades.